Welcome to Techstination. Joining us is John Salzinger, founder and chief business development officer at MPOWERD. Thank you for joining us, John.
No, it's my pleasure. Thanks for reaching out.
And we should say MPOWERD is spelled MPOWERD for people who are interested. You've got a great lineup of products, most of them, solar powered, providing lighting and other solutions, charging, etc. And you've sprung into action here in the midst of Hurricane Dorian. Tell us about what the company is doing.
Sure. So our products are all solar and rechargeable, and we have sort of sprung, as you said, into action on almost every natural disaster for the last 6 to 7 years. Dorian, catastrophic for the Bahamas. We don't know what's going to happen in the U.S. I think many people realize that the storm surge is generally what really hurts, although the winds can be frightening and damaging as well. So what we do is we work with our partner organizations. So it's the Walmart Foundation, Church of Latter-day Saints, Sun Life Financial. So we have Amazon Disaster Relief. We have an array, I guess pun intended, of funders that work with us that are already sort of on the corporate level, making sure that money is spent to help, their consumers and their customers in time of need. And so empowered solar products are a really good vehicle for those companies to express that concern and provide that aid and assistance. And so we then use implementers, whether it's the United Methodist Church, Team Rubicon, Save the Children, International Medical Corps. These are just a few of the organizations at Cross that we're talking to today. One of the things in the industry that I'll mention that's important to hear is there's not a lot of preparedness, but there sure is a lot when there's response. And unfortunately, response is sometimes too late because it's hard to get supplies into areas that have been devastated. And I can't imagine the airports are going to be in any sort of shape in the Bahamas. And so everything will probably have to go in by helicopter initially and then boat. And that happened similarly with Maria, with St. Martin as an example of an island that got hit. So, my suggestion for everyone is not just having an empowered light. This isn't a plug, but it's to really prepare. Prepare your go bag. There's all sorts of state and federal websites to look at what you should have, but you should have clean water or filtration. You should have light. You should have food. You really need that in case of an emergency. And more than any of that, you should leave. And I think that's sort of an emphasis that we always support, even as a product solution. We're on the East Coast. I've been in Long Island for much of my life. And if a hurricane comes, you leave because you don't want to mess with it. You don't know what can happen, especially now with climate change. I mean, the oceans are feeding these storms. So there might not be more storms, but each storm is obviously stronger than they used to be.
Well, we were seeing that with Dorian, certainly, and what's going on. And tell us about the solutions that MPOWERD can help to provide to people. You can't fill all of the needs, but you can help provide power, recharging phones. You can help provide light, which can be really crucial.
Yeah, that's right. And so what one would say is you'd buy an empowered light charger, and then you use the abundant source of energy, the sun, to charge your light. Or even before a storm, you can charge it in your wall while there's still power, in a couple quick hours. And then you fold it back up. All of our lights are transformative in one way or another. Our inflatable lights are great because they're waterproof, durable, and collapsible. So you can literally put your emergency light in your pocket. You have power for your phone, and some of our lights are up to 360 lumens. So that's enough to light up an entire room. And that's important. If you only use them for a little bit of time, as a flashlight, that's fine too, but they are all full lanterns. They're not just task lights. And so, for me, we do our best. We've done our best to design a product that took into account sort of what was out there in the lantern market and literally turned the lantern market upside down. We don't have kerosene or anything like that in our lanterns, obviously, So they can go upside down, right side up, it doesn't matter. Our lanterns are fully waterproof. You never need to replace the battery. They're maintenance free, no moving parts. These are the kind of things that when you're in a disaster, you want something durable and something that's going to work, right? Something that's at the ready, at the go. And so that's what we're able to provide. As an example, the last big hurricane to hit, I think, was Maria on the East Coast. We deployed 80,000 lights through various channels. But a lot of it was literally what's called New Yorkers, which is Puerto Ricans that are living in New York, concerned citizens in Puerto Rico that just wanted to get themselves and their family a little bit of light, a little bit of hope, a little bit of opportunity to normalize. I can't imagine what the Bahamas looks like right now. I mean, I saw some of the footage, but boy, that's like being in a tornado for a day. It's hard to imagine. Scary.
And we should describe the solar panel is incorporated into the design of many of your lights under the Luci name, L-U-C-I, and many are inflatable, so they're collapsible, very lightweight, and easily transported. So tell us, you talked about numbers of deployments. Are these being sold to disaster relief organizations, or are you making donations? How is this working? And you're also enabling everyday people to help as well.
That's right. So we have a scaled business model. And so the more we can sell at retail, we sell all over, Walmart, Target, REI, Best Buy, all over the United States, all specialty stores, a lot of outdoor stores. That allows us to have some healthy margins on our product sales. And so then we can reduce margins in times of emergency preparedness and disaster relief, emerging markets, people that really need the light, either day to day in sub-Saharan Africa, or any of us in the United States, in a fully developed nation that doesn't matter how much money you have, when the power goes out and the grid is down, you're down. Your generator gets flooded, there's nothing you can do. So for us, I think it's really important to understand that, what we're offering is just sort of safety in design. And the design is important, as you alluded to. So most of our lights are inflatable, they're all solar. Some of them are transformative in the sense we even have a string light. It's also waterproof. I mean, you can string up 360 lumens across your entire apartment. You can have ambiance while you're riding out a hurricane, which we don't expect you to do. But when you have to go home and you need light across a room, that also has a very strong flashlight on it. So there are many different models we have, but the fundamentals of the models are what you said. They're collapsible, so put them in your pocket. They're lightweight, as little as 2.5 ounces. They're waterproof, they're durable, and they're bright. They're really bright, and they're also very reliable. So we work with over 658 organizations around the world, and the best efficacy or quote-unquote sell-through you can have is when an aid organization continues to order with you for 7 years. So Save the Children's an example of that. They're continuing to order our lights. We're their light of choice for their centennial year, and proud to be.
So for more information and to help, where can people go?
Sure. So whether you're a consumer, a citizen that just wants to help people in need, or a corporation, you can fund lights to any of the organizations that I mentioned and hundreds of others. We always work with whomever's on the ground first and well vetted, and that varies from disaster to disaster. So it's MPOWERD.com. That's M as in Mary, followed by the word power, followed by the letter D as in David.com. And you can just buy a light. You can buy a light for yourself, which I suggest, because if you can't protect yourself, you can't protect others. And then you can buy a light for others, for any of our, give organizations, our implementers. These are amazing organizations that work really hard to help people out, like the Church of Latter-day Saints. And these are huge organizations that have a lot of money, don't have to spend it on emergency relief. Walmart, Amazon, they do it. They do it because they care about their consumers. And I think, reinforcing that is very helpful. So we try to do that. We try to build community and participation, whether it's corporate or the general population. I think, in this day and age, I'll be honest, I don't know if the public servants serve the public at the pace that I feel comfortable. And so whether it's taking personal responsibility or enabling the private sector to possibly be private servants, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure that we can be a catalyst and a vehicle for everyone to help.
Again, the site is MPOWERD.com, MPOWERD.com. John Salzinger, thank you so much for taking the time with us.
Well, we appreciate you giving us a bullhorn and letting people know. Please be safe out there.
Now this. How many companies out there have continued to innovate when it comes to building a better radio? I'm Fred Fishkin, host of Techstination, and I'm here to tell you about the new CC Skywave SSB radio from the wonderful people at C. Crane. Bob and his crew really love radio, and it shows in this new compact model that is packed with features. Beyond great AM and FM reception and sound, you can tune into shortwave signals from around the world, listen to ham radio operators, aviation, and more. It's the radio you'll turn to every day, and in emergencies. It will run for nearly 3 days on just 2 AA batteries. Pair the sleep timer with the new Soft Speaker 3, and you've got the perfect radio for your nightstand. Of course, it can wake you up too. Click on C. Crane at Techstination.com and put in the code Techstination for a free flashlight with your order. They love radio, and you'll love C. Crane.